Aspen University, CJ485, traffic law, and accident investigation. Andre Rosedale here. This is Module 4, discussion question number 1. And I would like to submit this discussion post, which is not part of the curriculum, just to talk about whether or not technology has outpaced speed limits. So I've been an officer for 20 years, and traffic safety is my niche. I love running radar. I love putting in child safety seats, and I like working on traffic safety around the city that I work for. I've also worked with the state of Connecticut in that. And I had a patrol sergeant that would field a lot of complaints because I would write tickets. And I worked for a very old city in Connecticut where there's a lot of family here. And he would field a lot of complaints because I would issue infraction tickets rather than warnings, because I don't really feel that warnings do much good. And this sergeant could never understand my passion for speed enforcement. I'm also a traffic reconstructionist, and the majority of my fatal crashes that I've investigated have had to do with people speeding. Alcohol and speed, or just speed late at night, or speed in the middle of the day, crashing into other people, and fatal injuries occurring from that. I believe that traffic safety or traffic speed enforcement slows down traffic, and that reduces fatal and severe injuries and those types of crashes. 14.5 miles an hour. A car hit from 14.5 miles an hour can cause a long bone break in a pedestrian. So serious injury and fatal crashes happen in less than a second at speeds that it can be shockingly how low someone can actually die from being hit by a car. I had a fatal where a woman was crossing the road and she was hit at I think the minimum speed that we figured was below 35 miles an hour, and she suffered a fatal injury because of that. So during a conversation with this patrol sergeant that was a little fed up with fielding complaints that were not legitimate, he thought that I should start issuing warnings because instead of a fine, because he feels that the speed limits on the roadways are no longer adequate for the technology today. Better braking systems, anti-lock brakes, better tires, early warning systems, that kind of thing, and that the speed limits should probably be raised. The speed limits in the towns that I've worked in Connecticut have always been 25 miles an hour since modern motor vehicles. They're certified by the Department of Transportation, and they've never been raised. And I think it's basically because the reaction time of it's 1.6 seconds in the daytime. When a driver sees something, it takes him 1.6 seconds to react to it, and he felt that the technology was better than that, with airbags that protect them, occupant safety, pedestrian safety, and that me writing tickets for people doing 15 miles over the 25 mile an hour speed limit was a little harsh because technology is better than and more advanced than the law. So I think he has a compelling argument. I think my argument works as well, that speed kills. And I would like to know what you think about speed limits, or about the technology outpacing speed limits. Let me know in your responses, and we'll discuss it this week. Have a great